welcome to FPSA's Meet the Member series. I'm Heather with FPSA, and today I am here with Ed Verderos from Miura. Thank you for joining us today, Ed.
Hi, Heather. Ed Verderos here.
And we have this great format to keep everybody connected virtually by introducing you to our members and getting to know a little bit more about you.
Cool. We're a multinational, international company, right? Miura America company is just a part of the Miura Japan envelope or umbrella, right? So we've been manufacturing boilers. So we manufacture a modular steam boiler, steam generator from about 50 to 300 horsepower, and we've been building these boilers, for almost 100 years. In the United States, though, we've only been doing it for about 12 or 15 years. We're just coming, I think 2008 to 2009, our US factory opened up.
Working in food processing, I'm imagining like wonton production, right? Little steamer baskets everywhere, which is probably not what you guys are making. How do you apply the steam to food?
Well, they're bigger, but they're still little steam baskets. Effectively, they're just bigger steam baskets. We are an integral part, like most of the members of the FPSA, in feeding the world. We're just on the other side of the wall, so you don't really see a whole lot of what it is that we do. But because our steam is required for making beer, for processing meat and rendering, for creating snacks, we're in smaller plants where there's a smaller product demand, and in larger plants where there's a huge product demand. So because our boilers are modular, in a smaller environment where there's a low requirement for steam, we can install one small boiler, a 50 horsepower boiler. In a larger facility where there's a greater demand for steam, we can install our largest boiler, which is a 300 horsepower boiler. Now, to your point, Heather, they're modular. So if the company grows, they can add another 50 horsepower or another 300 horsepower. If their maximum load is going to be, we'll say, 350 horsepower, they can install a 50 horsepower and a 300 horsepower. If they decide to install 5 or 10 and decide that they need 6 or 8, they can add more, or they can remove boilers and ship them to other locations to start up new pilot plants. So the modularity of the design allows for that scaling that you talked about.
That's really awesome. I know with a lot of food processing plants, one of the issues with evolving is that it's hard to rebuild a whole plant when you want to scale up or scale down. And so being able to do it piece by piece sounds like something that's really useful as business needs evolve. And when we talk about evolution, you've been, as a company, doing steam for a long time, and in the US doing it for a little bit less. But how has Miura evolved over the years to meet the different changing needs of the market?
At its inception, Miura was tasked with the responsibility of creating a cleaner boiler, a more environmentally friendly, adaptable boiler. So they started in that direction, and that led to things like lower NOx, which is all of the rave today, right? Boilers have lower emissions and lower greenhouse gases. Well, Miura's been doing that for a long time before it even became popular. As they fixed the environmental part, they started looking at the safety part and the operational efficiency part of what a boiler is and what it's supposed to do. So conventionally, boilers have a large water volume. They heat many hundreds or thousands of gallons of water in storage, and then as the need arises, that steam, that water flashes or evaporates off into steam and is used for the processes that we just talked about. The Miura boiler uses a very small amount of water. It's called a low volume boiler, low water volume boiler. And basically what that means is there's a little bit of water the same amount of fire, and when that fire meets the tubes that hold the water, the little bit of water is able to flash off very quickly, very effectively, very efficiently, and is able to produce steam almost instantaneously. The most important part, though, is that because there's so little water, if a pipe were to break or something untoward or unexpected were to happen, the resultant release of energy is significantly smaller because there's significantly less water. From its inception, from the beginning of Miura's history, they've never had a boiler explosion that has caused a fatality, and that's almost specifically intrinsic in its design. So our philosophy at Miura is a total solution philosophy. So we try to take into consideration all of those aspects, all of those facets. There's so many other things that boilers and steam are used for that the boiler manufacturers and the Association of Boiler Manufacturers is looking towards sustainability, which includes renewables, sustainables like biomass, biogas, hydrogen, electric. So Miura is one of the front runners in all of that, as well as our other partners in the boiler industry. We understand that we only have one Earth, right? And there's a lot of people on it. They all have to be fed. They all have to be heated. They all have to be taken care of at the hospitals. There's just a huge, huge responsibility, and we look forward to that cooperation and relationship with all of these associations, like the Food Processor Suppliers Association. So I want to thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to stand on my soapbox here for a little bit, and I look forward to seeing you here again real soon.
Yeah, we are really thankful for your time. I'm always excited when my members soapbox to me because they don't do it unless they're enthusiastic and informed, and I love learning new stuff. So I really appreciate your time and Miura's involvement in FPSA. We would not be the association we are without the engagement of you and your company. So thank you, and we will look forward to seeing you very soon, hopefully in Chicago at Process Expo.
That's the plan. I'll see you there, Heather.
Thanks, Ed.
Thanks so much. Take care. Be